It's a beautiful night for baseball in Atlanta, and Turner Field will see a big crowd tonight for the first place. Washington Nationals are in town as we start a big series tonight. Davey Johnson's Nationals are rolling merrily along. Their magic number for a playoff spot stands at merely 4. Atlanta's hopes for a playoff spot stand at the magic number of 12 as they try to gain some ground against their arch nemesis, the Washington Nationals, tonight. And hi again, friends, with Joe Simpson and Tom Glavine. I'm Chip Carey. Great to be back at Turner Field. And, Joe, the weeks and days are dwindling to a precious few. Only 18 games left for this Atlanta ball club in the regular season.
Yeah, let's take a look at what's remaining for the Braves schedule-wise the rest of the month, beginning with these Nationals here at Turner Field. The Braves go right back out on the road Sunday night. 6 games in a week's worth of games. 3 at Miami, 3 at Philadelphia with a day off in between, and then you see Miami coming back to Atlanta with the Mets following and at Pittsburgh. Now, quickly, with respect to the Braves, Chipper Jones had a great quote on the off day saying, doesn't matter who the opponent is, the Braves need to win games. Doesn't matter that it's the Nationals here in town tonight.
And who better to give a win than Chris Medlin, Mr. Glavine? He's on an incredible roll again for this Atlanta club.
Well, to say he's hot is certainly an understatement. He's been the Braves' hottest pitcher and arguably the hottest pitcher in baseball. He talks about the difference in being a starting pitcher is where he gets to go out there, he gets to set hitters up, he gets to use all his pitches, and you're seeing evidence of that here. He's done a great job of establishing the strike zone with his fastball, mixing in his changeup and his curveball. His changeup has been absolutely phenomenal as a starter. And look at this statistic here, our SunTrust solid performer. The Braves have won his last 19 starts, and you see right there, puts him in some pretty good company. Roger Clemens, Lefty Grove, Carl Hubble, Whitey Ford are the next guys on the list. Let's hope by the end of the year he's a little bit higher on that list.
And Chris Medlin's got quite a challenge for the Nationals. Come in winners of 8 of their last 10 games and are arguably the hottest hitting team in the National League. Ross Detweiler will face Atlanta's offense in Game 1 of this big weekend series. It's number 1 versus number 2 in the East, and Game 1 is coming up next. Friday Night Braves baseball on Peachtree TV. It's presented by Blimpie. There's the silencer, Chris Medlin, making his way in from the bullpen. He's ready, and so are the Braves as they face off with the first place Washington Nationals. Davy Johnson's ball club is rolling. They've won their last 3 games, and the Nationals ball club comes in at 89-54. And this lineup, fellas, from 1 through 8 is swinging the bats as well as any team we've seen in this 2012 season.
It will certainly be a big test for the Braves right-hander Chris Medlin tonight. You see there in his 8 starts this season, 7-0 with an 0.81 ERA, and that's pretty good. To say the least. And you know, as we said in the open, the Braves have done phenomenal when he's on the mound. In his 26 career starts, the Braves are 22-4 in those starts, and 8-0 this season as well. So he's done a fantastic job in the rotation, and Braves need him to get this homestand started off in the right direction.
His 4 keys to pitching success tonight. Number 1, early innings. We'll explain that in just a couple of seconds. And this might be his toughest test of the year. Yes, he pitched a good game against them on August 22nd. 7 innings of 7-hit shutout ball. But this team has gotten red hot. They are the hottest hitting team in the National League for sure, perhaps all of baseball. And I think Chris's toughest test of the year coming tonight.
How hot is Washington? They are 12-3 since August 29th, and they have outscored their opponents by 46 runs in those 15 games.
36 homers in those 15 games, too.
Like I said, they've out-homered them a bunch, too.
And it looks like they found themselves a leadoff man in Jason Worth. He's hitting .306. And Medlin's first pitch misses to Worth. How does he like the number 1 spot, fellas? I'd say he likes it, and so does Davy Johnson.
About that on-base percentage. He just came off a series in New York where he only went 2 for 8 against the Mets, but he walked 6 times.
There's Chris's first strike of the ball game. As Tom mentioned, the Braves have won 19 straight Medlin starts. That's the longest run of success in the 137-year franchise history of the Braves. He's battled back to an even count for Jason Worth. Struck him out after falling behind 2-0.
Well, the first inning is mighty important against this ball club from the Braves standpoint. Our Home Depot's tools from the dugout. First inning runs scored this year. Washington 23, the Braves only 4. Washington 8 times out of 15 games they've scored in the first inning. The Braves only 3 out of 15, and 4 times this year the Nationals have scored 4 runs in the first inning. Don't play from behind.
1 ball, no strikes to Bryce Harper, hitting .262 with 18 home runs. He's hit 6 bombs in his last 15 play. And we'll be saying that a lot the first time through this lineup, because at the moment there are no weak offensive slots for Chris Medlin to face.
Well, on top of what we just showed you graphically about the first inning, Chris Medlin on the other side of that has only given up 1 first inning run this year.
Harper way out in front. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ryan Zimmerman's our Delta Airlines on deck batter. He's the Nationals' third baseman and has a 16-game hitting streak working. That's lined back up the middle, and Medlin with a backhanded glove swipe tried to make the play and couldn't. And Harper with that big turnaround first thought about taking second, but Reed Johnson stops that plan.
Yes, it was a line drive. No, it wasn't hit that hard. Hit it somewhere around the brand, but a hanging breaking ball.
Yeah, hanging breaking ball. Certainly not down in the zone where Chris wanted it. And those are the pitches you got to find your feel for early on. Predominantly, Chris is going to be a fastball changeup guy, so the curveball is going to be the pitch that takes a little bit longer to get going and for him to establish it.
So for all of Ryan Zimmerman's good work, he does lead the National League in double plays. And Medlin would love a ground ball here and get out of this top of the first. Zimmerman's year really took off when he took another cortisone injection when the Nationals were out in Colorado.
I think that was right before they came here, wasn't it?
It was.
Well, I think I remember us talking about that when he was here last.
And 4 of his 22 homers, 15 of his 84 RBIs have come against the Braves this year. He's been a pest. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And a lot of that first half trouble average wise and really power wise too. You can hang right on his sore shoulder.
Tommy, the miracles of cortisone, right?
Oh boy, oh boy. My career would have been a lot shorter without it. I know that. But yeah, it just goes to show you. Often you talk about shoulders and you always equate it with throwing and that kind of stuff, but it has a huge impact on your swing.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Much better curveball there than the one he threw to Harper.
They have not been running as much as they did earlier in the year because, quite honestly, they haven't had to. They've been getting a ton of extra base hits, especially home runs.
Pitch out to Zimmerman. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You know, when you're hitting home runs and scoring runs the way that they are, you can kind of just sit back and wait for somebody to trot you around the bases. You know, the old Earl Weaver philosophy: sit back and wait for the 3-run home run.
Davey Johnson hasn't had to wait much. Breaking ball throws Zimmerman. Medlin wins that cat-mouse battle. 2 strikeouts, 2 outs.
That's the second one of the at-bat. He got strike 2 with that pitch, and strike 2 pitch was out of the zone. That one in the zone, and Zimmerman must have been looking for something else.
Now former Brave Adam LaRoche is the batter. Boy, he's been on an unbelievable tear.
I was going to say, go ahead and say it. He's hot too.
Yeah. 29 homers for LaRoche, 92 RBIs. And on a club that's loaded with great offensive players, you might make the case that Adam LaRoche is the Nationals' MVP offensively. Worth went down with Zimmerman having his shoulder problems, with Bryce Harper figuring things out as a teenager. LaRoche got off to a red-hot first-half start, which has not been his MO.
They didn't have Morse either. I think I heard tonight that he hit 5 homers in the Cubs series 2 series ago for the Nats.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And he's hit 6 this month. He's hitting .378 in September.
Yeah, and we're not done, folks. We're just halfway through the order. That's why it's a tough test for Chris tonight. They are hot.
Little high, I guess. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Didn't look high.
Looked like the belt to me.
Yeah,
that's one you're happy they didn't swing at.
Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner goes, and the pitch popped up foul. That's slicing toward the seats. And we'll do it again. Here's the Braves' defensive lineup tonight. The outfield has Prado, Reed Johnson, and Jason Hayward left to right. Andrelton Simmons back in at shortstop. And David Ross gets the start behind the plate. Again, Harper runs. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. The Nationals red hot, but right now, folks, Chris Medlin's even hotter. 3 strikeouts in the opening inning, and the Braves go to work in the home half of the first. Top of the first, now the Braves go to work trying to snap a modest 3-game losing streak. And a couple of changes to the lineup tonight. Reed Johnson gets the start in center with a lefty on the mound. And Michael Bourne struggling against Ross Detweiler. David Ross is behind the plate and catching in the 7th spot. Andrelton Simmons, the shortstop, bats 8th. We'll see how his ankle holds up as the Braves try to tame a tough Washington lefty.
Left-hander Ross Detweiler, you see him versus the National League East in 13 games, 7-1 with a 2.61 ERA. Overall, 9-6 with a 3.2. That's 29 games, 23 starts for the Nationals.
His 4 keys to pitching success: he better have a good fastball because he throws it a ton, and we'll tell you how much he throws it in just a second. Homers, no worries. This guy is, in his last 15 starts, he's only allowed a home run in 4 of those 15 games, and a total of 5 in those 15 games. Good movement on his fastball, keeps it away from hitters, and wears out left-handed hitters.
So righty greets him first, and that's Reed Johnson. And there's the live fastball that missed way high. 1 ball, no strikes.
Scouting report says 83% of the time he throws a fastball.
That's into this big crowd at Turner Field. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, to put that in a little bit more perspective in some of his last starts. A couple starts ago, 84 pitches, 81 fastballs, 78 pitches, 74 fastballs, 93 pitches, 78 fastballs. So he likes to use it.
And it's a good one, 93 to 95 at times.
That's taken low. 2 balls and a strike. Detweiler, a former #1 pick of the Nationals back in 2007. He was the 6th pick overall in that draft. Gets a slow ground ball out to second, and Espinosa throws him out. 1 man down. Here's the rest of the Washington defense. Mike Morse is out with a bad wrist. That means Roger Bernardino plays left field. Harper and Worth join him in the pasture. Ryan Zimmerman has had some throwing issues of late for Washington. We'll monitor that tonight. And Kurt Suzuki is behind the plate. And if he had a pick to click for the Braves offense, this might be your guy against Ross Detweiler. Martin Prado has worn him out. And his good work is the subject of our Georgia lottery hitting the jackpot.
So check it out. 11 for 19 in his career, 8 for 10 this year with 4 doubles and a triple. I'd say he's on that fastball.
Up and away, 2 balls and a strike. Martin 10th in the league in hitting with that .297 average. Flips one into shallow right, and Worth plays it safely.
Jason Worth hates playing anything safely, but that's how he hurt his wrist earlier this year and missed so much time. Was on a little flare hit like this, and he tried to make a diving catch and stabbed his glove right into the ground. He wasn't going to have a play on that one anyway, and wisely pulled up.
And now Jason Hayward hits. 26 homers, 71 driven in. Jason's done well against Detweiler. He's got 4 hits and 11 tries.
That's better than most against Detweiler if you're a left-handed hitter. Among left-handed starters with at least 20 starts, he has the best, in other words, the lowest batting average against him. Those 2 guys ahead of him right now are both relievers, closers. They are right-handed pitchers, of course, both of them.
He's ahead of Jason, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That kind of surprises me in a way, Tom, because here's a guy we just talked about how much he uses the fastball. Most left-handed hitters against the left-handed pitcher, man, give me the fastball and let me see what I can do. Please don't throw me any breaking stuff.
Yeah, they don't want to get to the curveball, sliders, or even changeup. So yeah, for the amount of fastballs he throws, that's a surprising statistic.
Jason lines one the other way. How in the world did he get to that pitch?
That's almost like he knew exactly where that one was going, because that was a good pitch. That had to be 4 or 5 inches off the plate.
That's not a strike. So no. You know, for me as a pitcher, you make note of that, and next time up, either get him off the plate or get him off that on the inside, or you better start throwing him some breaking balls.
Ground ball by Chipper, slowly hit right side. Desmond will fire to first. It's late, and the runners are at the corners with 2 out.
Detweiler's only given up 11 homers this year, but the first inning's been problematic for him too. 5 of the 9 homers he's allowed as a starter, and keep in mind that he had 6 appearances out of the bullpen. 5 of the 9 have come in the first inning.
So here's Mr. 2-out RBI, Freddie Freeman, who loves the first pitch as well. Let's see what he gets with 2 outs. And he jumps on it, drives it to left. But Bernardina is there, and the side is retired. Braves pick up their first 2 hits of the game, but strand 2 as well. That was scoreless after 1 inning. Championship with you from Turner Field. Big crowd here tonight. Expecting crowds around 40,000 all 3 games in this series. And it is a lovely night for baseball. All season long, Braves baseball is brought to you by our friends at Academy Sports and Outdoors. The right stuff, the low price, every day. Chris Medlin struck out 3 Nationals in his first inning tonight. And he'll face Desmond Espinosa and Roger Bernardina in the second. Desmond has more homers than any other Major League shortstop this season. He's knocked in 67 runs as well. And he swings the first pitch. And Andrelton Simmons guns him out. 1 down. Good to see Andrelton back in the lineup, Joe, after a bit of a scare on the base paths up in Milwaukee.
Yeah, they worked him out today before batting practice. Freddie Gonzalez and Jeff Porter came out to kind of see how he was moving around before Freddie decided on the lineup. They were satisfied that he was moving okay, and he's in there.
The bases are empty now for Espinosa. And a quick strike from Medlin. Espinosa has a 13-game hitting streak. And when Desmond went to the disabled list with an oblique problem, he slid over to shortstop and played great.
Yep, 23 homers, 67 RBIs for Desmond. Didn't have a chance to even get it in there. He swung at the first pitch, but he missed about 3 weeks.
So when he went out, Espinosa played short. Steve Lombardozzi came in and played second base, and the Nationals didn't miss a beat on either side of the ball.
Well, that's why they are where they are. When that kind of stuff happens, you need people, we talk about it all the time, step in and fill the gap for a little while, and they've had guys do that.
Inside corner, Espinosa takes a seat. 4 Medlin strikeouts tonight.
He did this a lot to them up in Washington. That 2-seamer that backs up. I love watching that pitch.
Yeah, it's nothing better when you throw it and you see that guy give up, and then they have that look on their face like, oops.
Here's Roger Bernardina. Limited playing time against the Braves, but Joe, up in Washington in that doubleheader when Bryce Harper fouled the ball off his foot, this guy was miraculous for them.
He's getting better all the time. I think his raw skills are very evident, but just knowledge of how to play the game and when to do certain things with that speed. He's learning and he's getting better all the time. And he's been, like everybody else, a good hitter, but especially in the clutch. He's hitting .330 with runners in scoring position for them this year, for the whole year.
And he's entering his prime. Bernardino, 28 years old, out of Curacao. We're starting to say that an awful lot. Will somebody please open up an academy in Curacao and corner the baseball market down there? That's a little low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Chris Medlin continues to amaze. He has struck out 5 in his first 2 innings. The Braves in October. Braves postseason tickets are now on sale. And get your tickets for the National League wildcard game Friday, October 5th. Visit Braves.com/postseason today to order yours. And speaking of the wildcard, here are the standings at the moment. The Braves with a 5-game lead over the Cardinals, who are playing the Dodgers tonight. Los Angeles 2 games behind St. Louis for the second wildcard position.
That's good for the Braves, and that's also good for the 3 teams below the Dodgers: Milwaukee, Pittsburgh, and Philadelphia. One of those 2 teams has got to lose, and you got a chance to gain ground on them.
Dan Uggla leads off the Braves second. Dan had 8 hits on the road trip and has hit 18 home runs this season.
Since August 6th in the second wild card race, if you want to call it that, the second spot, only 2 teams have a winning record in that group, and that's Milwaukee and Philadelphia, and they've gone 23-12. Pittsburgh 10-25.
High, towering fly ball to center. Nice. Harper's going back and will have lots of room with the wind blowing straight in. And Uggla's drive is caught for out number 1. And Joe, you're right about the Pirates. They lost again today, this time to the Cubs. That's 7 straight losses for Pittsburgh, which now stands at only 1 game over 500, which is the other incredible stat they're trying to take care of this season.
Yeah, it'd be really disappointing if they weren't able to, even if they don't get into the wild card playoff game, to finish below 500 would be a real dark cloud for them, given the way they've played all year.
Yeah, it's kind of 2 years in a row now where they've just kind of had a second half collapse.
And ironically, it's come after 19-inning games. They lost 15 of 20 games after they played the 19-inning affair here last year. They won a 19-inning game against the Cardinals, lost 15 of the next 20 this year. Keep an eye on David Ross, who's been troubled by a sore side, as he's quickly down 2 strikes in the second inning.
David didn't play much on the road trip. He had a chance to rest it. Only 3 at bats on the whole trip, but you can see him still stretching and twisting and trying to keep it loose.
Swing and a miss. And a rare breaking ball from Detweiler takes care of David Ross. That's the second out of the second inning.
Hamilton Simmons had a good game against Russ Detweiler here at Turner Field back on June 29th. One of his 3 homers came off Detweiler.
If I'm not mistaken, that's the only home run Detweiler's ever given up to a Braves hitter.
That's correct. 44 1/3 innings.
Up the middle and a base hit for Simmons.
Like he was running normally down the line too. While they're kind of looking back at the catcher and over toward the Braves bench, almost like, how are you guys hitting that pitch?
Yeah, or either that or you think somebody's giving something away, but when you throw all fastballs, there's not much to give away.
So at the very least, the Braves clear the pitcher, but this fellow's is no ordinary hitting pitcher. He just can swing the bat.
He told me today he had some new bats. And I said, well, they're really pretty. I said, is that your left-handed bat or your right-handed bat? He just laughed.
Now it's got a scuff on it, and Medlin behind 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's an exciting day as a pitcher when you get a new box of bats come in. I'm just saying.
And Ben and Chris say make them last.
Exactly.
2-2. Swing and a miss, and Medlin is down on strikes. Our scoreless duel moves to the 3rd inning, where Braves catcher Brian McCann will join us from the Atlanta dugout. And we are always thrilled to be joined by the proud father of Colt McCann. There's the smiling face of Brian McCann.
How are you?
What do you say, pal?
I got nothing, man. It's a pleasure to watch Chris Medlin get off to a good start and keep this thing going.
He's had everything working, though, ever since he went into the rotation, Brian. Fastball, changeup, curveball, but as I said just a few minutes ago when he struck out Espinosa, I think my favorite is that two-seamer that backs up on the lefties.
Yeah, I mean, he dots every pitch he throws, and I think the more experience he gets, you know, as we're watching, he's understanding what he can and can't do, and he's getting smarter on the mound, which is scary.
Well, if he had started this starting rotation thing a little bit sooner, he'd have himself right in the mix for the Cy Young Award.
He most certainly would. He's been great out of the bullpen, and you know, it's just one of those things. You know, it'd be great to have him in there all year long, but you know, it didn't work out that way.
We can certainly look forward to that next season, Brian, as he goes after Kurt Suzuki, the Nationals catcher, leading off the third inning.
I think his days in the bullpen are over.
That's a pretty safe bet.
That's a pretty safe bet.
Suzuki hitting .253, 4 homers, 16 RBIs. And that's taken high. 1 ball, no strikes.
Season's winding down, Brian. I know it gets tougher and tougher as the season grinds on. You guys had a great series in New York. Go to Milwaukee, laid a bit of an egg. What's the mood of the clubhouse today?
We're fine. I mean, we got to look at the big picture. I mean, this is a big series. As far as if we're going to win a division, we need to take care of business here. But you know, where we're at right now, we're in a good spot to hopefully make the playoffs.
And Brian, if you make them, and the Braves in very good position to do that, you play well in the first round, you very well could face these guys in postseason play in a short series.
It'd be great. You know, obviously, they may be. You know, right now, I mean, they're showing that they're probably the best team in baseball right now, and you know, they shut down their best pitcher, which is good for us. And you know, if we play them in the postseason, it's going to be a good one. Tim Hudson, every time I do an interview, sits over here and flicks seeds at me.
He does it to everybody.
Like he's 7. He's a 7-year-old child.
How's his control?
He's all right.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
I know his son's at home. Cade's watching the game. See what your dad's acting like he's 7. You know what I mean?
High fly ball to center. Reed Johnson going back. Still going back on the warning track. Calls it in. 1 man down.
Wasn't a bad pickup. Kurt Suzuki off the scrap heap in terms of waivers. Veteran catching experience behind the plate, and he's been swinging the bat well, too.
And now Detweiler's the batter. Brian, we've been talking in the early innings tonight about Detweiler's stuff. He throws a fastball 75–80% of the time. Is that a good thing to know, or is it still a tough at bat when you face this guy?
I think his success is going to come with him being 6'5", 6'6", and creating that downhill action on his baseball or on his fastball. Because you know what's coming, and you know he throws a 2-seamer and a 4-seamer and mixes that up basically the whole game, and he has success. I mean, he's got a 3.32 ERA, so I mean he's been pretty successful.
Is it the kind of thing? I know I've heard hitters talk sometimes. You know, they don't want to know what pitch is coming, but with a guy like him, when you know there's a good chance you're getting a fastball every pitch. Do you get over anxious?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know any hitter that I've ever been around. If you don't want to know what's coming, I don't know what's wrong with you. Because I'd like to know every pitch that the pitcher's going to throw. But yeah, I mean, he's. I think it's the deception on his fastball.
How are you feeling, young man?
I feel good.
Shoulders feeling good.
Yeah, the second quarter zone shot was hit the right spot. So it's been ever since then. It's been feeling a lot better.
You had a good road trip. You and Dan both had good road trips. Just got to get everybody else to join your party now.
No, we got to join their party. They've been doing it for 140 games, and I feel like I've been absent for about 120 of them. So I'm hoping to to carry this thing on the rest of the way out in September and into the postseason.
Jason Worth doubles inside the third base bag with 2 outs. That is the first Nationals runner in scoring position tonight. He continues his good work out of the leadoff spot for the Nationals, and now Bryce Harper, the hitter. Not so long ago, Mr. McCann, you were a young man making your first days into Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
Talk about Bryce Harper doing what he's doing as a teenager.
I can't even fathom what he's doing. To be able to be 19 years old. I mean, I was in Rome, Georgia, my first full season in the minor leagues, and just learning how to hit the changeup, just learning how to hit fastballs inside, and he's just so far advanced of anybody I've ever seen at 19 years old, and to come in here and go through the league once and then hit a little skid there and then make the adjustments that are necessary. Again, I mean that's the signs of a great player.
David Ross thought about a snap throw to second.
And he's a specimen. He's what, 6'4", 220? I mean, I was 19. I was 6'1", $110.
Oh, come on, you never weighed $110.
I was here glad and pounced on that real quick. I was point guard at my 8th grade basketball team, man. Running the point.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, dominating.
Is he one of those guys that talks much when he comes to the plate, Harper?
Usually the first AB, I'm usually saying hi to everybody, wishing them good luck and all that stuff. So I mean, no more than the average player.
Who's the gabbiest guy?
Oh man. Who's the? Niger Morgan's up there. Mark Kotze's. He's one of my closer friends in the game, and he's talking before the pitch is thrown.
2-out trouble for Medlin. Worth doubles, Harper walks, and now Ryan Zimmerman's the hitter.
This guy had a little shoulder trouble of his own, Brian, and he had to get a couple of shots in his shoulder, and after his second, maybe third shot, he has really taken off.
Yeah, it's I've never really dealt with anything that's ever affected my swing, and when you keep swinging over and over, and you're not able to get extended, and then all of a sudden the pain's relieved, it takes a little bit to.
Hot smash, nice. Chipper with the flip to second, and the stretch by Ugla. Chris Medlin continues his great work. Brian, keep working on that playoff beard, pal.
Thank you very much.
That's Brian McCann. And the Braves and Chris Medlin head to the bottom of the third inning with no score. Still scoreless between Atlanta and the Washington Nationals. And it's time for our McDonald's fan of the game.
Well, there were some young painted faces, and that's not so young. Wow, that is going the distance right there. I wonder if you have to pay extra. You got to go all the way down on the beard.
Oh. How does that stuff stay on?
I was wondering that myself. I hope it's not as difficult to get off as it looks like it is, but
hey, but he's into the game. So's this crowd at Turner Field. Ballpark is buzzing tonight with the Nationals in town. Reed Johnson is down 0-2. Joe mentioned the limited playing time that David Ross had. Same could be said for Reed Johnson. He only had a handful of at-bats in New York and Milwaukee. And he's 0 for 1 so far tonight. To third, Zimmerman loads up, high throw, and gets Reed Johnson one down.
Well, lately they don't know where that one's going when he cuts it loose. Watch his arm, almost like a ratchet, snap, and then come over the top. A ton of errors lately for Ryan Zimmerman. 8 in his first 99 games, 8 now in his last 28 games. Almost all of those throwing errors. He has had Adam LaRoche dancing around over there.
Martin Prado singled his first time up. Braves had a first inning scoring chance. 2 on, 1 out. Could not push across the game's first run. Atlanta 0 for 2 tonight. Runners in scoring position. And if there was one stat that tells the tale of Atlanta's offense the last 2-3 weeks, it would be runners in scoring position.
I think we should just ignore it. Let's not talk about it. Maybe it'll go away.
We can try that. Whatever it takes.
Line, fair ball down the right field line. Martin Prado has a multi-hit game. He's at second with 1 man out.
That makes him 13 for 21 against Detweiler on the year and 10 for 12 this year. Should have said for his career 13 for 21.
That doesn't even sound right. 10 for 12. Just
54 multi-hit games for Prado. He's closing in on Andrew McCutchen for the National League hits lead. Martin came into tonight's play 10 games behind McCutchen, or 10 hits, I should say, behind McCutchen.
Hitting with runners in scoring position. One more mention, Tom.
all right.
And it's not a good one, and that's because on the road trip and even on the homestand before the road trip, it was an issue.
Well, it's going to start to change right here.
Broken bat pop. And Desmond plays it at short and got Hayward, who slams the helmet in frustration. Freddie Gonzalez will come out and argue, and Hayward will be fined for tossing the helmet.
Marty Foster didn't see it. Home plate umpire Tim Timmons did, and he pointed. And then when Foster saw the helmet, then he levied the arm at him. Freddie's out to protect Jason from being thrown out of the game, but also to argue the play. He appeared to be safe. Desmond took forever to get to the ball, and he was safe. Yep.
So that's an 0 for 3 with risk, but with an asterisk. Prado had to hold at second on the pop-up. Now Chipper bats with 2 outs. And he takes ball 1.
Didn't that same thing happen to Bryce Harper recently, and he slammed the helmet and hit the umpire and he got thrown out of the game, right?
Yep.
Unfortunately for Jason, he was about 30 yards past the first base bag when he fired the helmet down.
Yeah, I didn't think Bryce Harper should have got thrown out of the game either, but tough to keep your emotions in check on a big play.
Chipper didn't like that call. 2 balls and a strike. .2,717 hits for Chipper Jones. That's 59th on the all-time hit parade. He's only 4 hits from tying Lou Gehrig on the all-time hit list. Did he go? Apparently so. And the inning is over. Chipper Jones checks his swing but strikes out. And the Braves' 3rd inning threat goes unrewarded. On to the 4th. No score. In part by Academy Sports and Outdoors, by AT by Delta Airlines, and by Ford. Good pitchers duel in Atlanta for game 1 of the series. We head to the 4th inning, and it's time for our Academy Sports and Outdoor leaderboard.
Nationals this month. That's a lot of firsts, and why they have had such a good month. And overall 40-20 since the All-Star break. And Chris Medlin, so far so good through 3 innings.
He has struck out 6. He's allowed 2 hits and 1 walk. And will face Adam LaRoche for Washington. One of Joe's Ford keys tonight. This will be Medlin's toughest test so far this season.
Well, when you're on your game, these are the kinds of games and matchups you look forward to.
And LaRoche rips a single into right field. First leadoff man for Washington aboard tonight. And Ian Desmond, the hitter.
How about those 2 guys standing at the bag right now? Adam LaRoche, Freddie Freeman. Good years for both of them. LaRoche first in homers, Freddie third. First in RBIs, Freddie second. Freddie's first in runs scored. And second and walks to Adams third.
A strike to Desmond. He's a double play candidate. Ian's hitting to 15 of them this year.
He's got 14 errors this year, but at this stage of the season a couple of years ago, he had about 30. So he's done a great job of cutting down on his mistakes at shortstop, too.
And you're right, Joe, the last couple of years, markedly improved defense. 34 errors in 2010, 23 last year. He'll turn 27 on September 20th. Willie and Desmond. Pop up by the Braves dugout, but no chance for Freeman to get it. The count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Tom, I love Chris's use of his breaking ball. The hitters know that he's got an outstanding changeup, that it's pretty much his out pitch to right-handed hitters. But that was a curveball. And while it wasn't his Sunday best curveball, it's enough of a change off the changeup that I think it's very effective.
No, absolutely it is. And he's, he'll learn more and more when that pitch is effective. But typically, strike one or as an alternative for a strike three pitch instead of the changeup. And you're right. It's slow enough and it has enough break in it that the hitter might think it's a changeup coming out, but it's the kind of thing where because it's a little bit slower and it's got that break, it's hard for them to stay on it, and it's like another built-in change of speeds for them.
Strike 3 call. Seventh strikeout.
Well, that was the two-seamer to the outside corner, which would have been perfect to a left-handed batter. Look at the glove. He's working it.
Now Espinosa bats. He was caught looking his first time up.
The 7 strikeouts to this point obviously is a good indication of Chris's stuff tonight, but when you have 4 looking strike threes, that's a really good indication that he's mixing his pitches well, and these guys really haven't been able to establish a pattern in terms of what to look for when they get 2 strikes on them.
Nothing in 2.
Great deception on his delivery with his changeup, because it looks just like his fastball delivery.
Atlanta asks for an appeal at third. No swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, let's see what kind of impression that strikeout, that called third strike, was on Desmond his first time up. He's aware of that two-seamer backing up. See if he tries to do something to start his swing a little earlier to catch it.
Got the inside corner.
I guess not.
He didn't learn his lesson yet.
No. Same spot. Never moved the glove. David Ross in the rocking chair tonight.
Roger Bernardino struck out swinging in the second.
The hard part for a left-handed hitter on that two-seamer that just struck out Espinosa for the second time is that even if you're looking for it and you put a good swing on it, it's almost impossible to keep it fair, to get the barrel where you need it to be.
Just can't do much with it.
And now he's got Bernardino set up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. LaRoche got a huge jump, and Bernardino struck out looking. Twice tonight, Medlin has struck out the side. He's got 9 strikeouts through 4 innings, and we still have no score.
#1 in customer satisfaction nationwide year after year. Experience all the comfort and amenities you expect at an unexpectedly low price. Jameson Inn, Southern hospitality at its best.
The Braves go to work in the last of the 4th inning with Freddie Freeman. And a bouncing ball fouled past first base. Strike 1.
Detweiler will change his fastball a little bit. He'll go to a two-seamer and try to cut it a little bit, make it sink some. It's not all 4 seamers to one side or the other. I'm not sure, but Freddie just quit wearing that protective shin guard type thing under his right knee, and I think he just smoked himself right in that same place.
Reminded himself why he had it on.
Yep. Or that he forgot it. Let's see where that foul ball got him.
Yep.
Foul curveball.
He hasn't thrown many of them, has he?
No.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on or out.
Well, Detweiler would be a good guy for young kids playing Little League and whatever to watch, who are all in such a hurry to think they have to come up with a curveball or something. There's a guy that at this level is pitching predominantly off his fastball with movement and location.
And more punishment for Freeman as he fouls another one off his body.
This one came up in his chest, didn't it?
You have to wear a flak jacket in the next at bat.
Now a full count.
Well, I guess you look fastball.
I would.
He was looking fastball, and he drives one into the left field corner out of reach of Bernardino. That's the first leadoff man on for the Braves tonight. Freeman with a double.
Really good at bat, too. Fouling off some tough pitches. And like Jason Hayward earlier tonight, goes the other way with good effect.
Dan hit a deep drive to center his first time up. The wind has been blowing in most of the night. If you're going to hit it out, one would think you'd have to hit it under radar. We're on a line.
Yeah, I think Suzuki's had a chance on a normal night to get out of here too, to back Reed Johnson up to the warning track. Something interesting just happened. David Ross was quite a ways toward, I'll say, the tomahawk behind home plate. Much more to the right as you're looking at him on the screen. And the third base umpire, Fielding Culbreth, asked him to move over closer to the Braves on deck circle because he was kind of in the line of sight for Culbreth, who I think was having a hard time tracking the pitch and the hitter, with Ross standing right behind home plate in his line of sight. They had David move over.
And I'm sure with those white pants, you know,
right.
Uggla swings the ball, he's going to have a hard time finding the ball coming off the bat.
I don't remember who we were playing, but I remember one night over at the old ballpark, Charlie O'Brien was on deck for the Braves, and he liked to get almost behind home plate so he could see the pitches, and the opposing manager made the umpires made him move over the on deck circle. Made Charlie real happy.
Good eye by Uggla. '84 walks so far this season for Uggla. That's the most in the National League. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And he takes another one. 2 on, nobody out. First walk for Detweiler, and the Braves in business.
Yeah, walks don't usually cause him a lot of problems either. It's only the 43rd walk for him in 149 innings. See how Freddie plays this. You got a guy at the plate who's still nursing a sore oblique. Simmons on deck, who's had some luck against Detweiler. And I realize the pitcher's behind him, but decent hitting pitcher.
Strike 1.
David got a good pitch to hit there too. Rare breaking ball and a good time for it.
No balls, 2 strikes. A little low.
That one was a 2-seamer. Backed off a little bit, 91 if you will. Backed off his normal speed for his fastball and got some late movement on it.
Ground ball to LaRoche at first. He'll flip to second for 1. No, throw to first. Throw back to third. And back safely is Freeman. Uggla's forced out, 3-6 at first. Ross is at first. Freeman at third, 1 out.
Smart play here by Ian Desmond, as opposed to trying to hit the pitcher on the run. Try to get the double play. He almost picked off Freddie Freeman.
So Brian telling them the whole time, coming over to get on the bag, but Freddie took a couple extra steps around in the bag and almost cost him.
Andrelton Simmons, the key man in the inning. 8th place hitter, first and third, 1 out. Liner into the seats. Strike 1.
Braves scored a couple of runs in Milwaukee on double plays. I don't think you want to try that strategy here with 1 out.
Be counterproductive.
Yeah, the Braves in Milwaukee scored 3 runs, had 1 RBI in the series. That was a Hayward homer.
Mets scored 4 in the first there tonight.
An eye on Milwaukee and the Phillies. The Phillies are in Houston. They lead 4-1. Does Charlie Manuel's club. That's in the second inning. Cardinals play the Dodgers later on tonight in Los Angeles. The Pirates already lost today. Braves trying to snap a 3-game losing streak and gain a game on the Nationals tonight. High fly ball deep right. Worth settles under. There's the catch. Freeman tags. He's going to come home and score without a play. A sac fly for Simmons, and the Braves lead 1-0.
Sixteenth RBI for Andrelton. And a good piece of hitting by him to get the fly ball and get a run in. Stay out of the double play.
So the Braves strike first. Here's Medlin. He struck out in the second inning. One and two. And Medlin strikes out. But he's been given the game's first run. Freddie Freeman doubled to start the inning. And Andrelton Simmons brought him home with a sacrifice fly. On to the fifth we go. Atlanta 1, Washington 0. Top of another fifth.
Braves with the only run thanks to that sacrifice fly by Simmons just moments ago. Chris Medlin, though, the real story so far. 6 called third strikes out of his 9 strikeouts through 4 innings. Gave up a double to Jason Worth with 2 out in the third, but left him stranded. Gave up a leadoff single to Roach last inning, and he did not advance any further than first base.
Everybody remembers Kerry Wood's 20 strikeout game, right? Back in 1998. Just for reference, in the first 4 innings of that game against Houston, Kerry Wood had 8 strikeouts. Medlin's done him one better so far tonight. Freddie Freeman has scored the game's only run as the 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up for Washington. That's Suzuki, Detweiler, and Jason Worth. Worth doubled his last time up. And it's a fly ball to straightaway left. 1 pitch and 1 out. And time for our Jamison Inn upcoming schedule. Braves will be on national television the rest of the weekend.
Big Fox tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Edwin Jackson against Tommy Hanson. And then Gio Gonzalez goes for number 20 against Mike Minor, a clash of lefties Sunday night on ESPN. The Jamison Inn look ahead.
So Suzuki flies out. Here's Detweiler. He looks at a strike. Detweiler took strike 3 his first time up.
This little 3-game homestand. Don't you almost wish you just stayed on the road? It'd be a lot easier.
Yeah. Somebody at the traveling party said it's like a 5-city road trip, with Atlanta being one of the stops.
Yeah. I used to hate when they do that.
Well, buddy, hang on to your hat, because there'll be a whole lot of stuff next year you wouldn't be real fond of.
Yeah, you're gonna tell him about that Toronto matchup, Joe. That's 10 strikeouts for Medlin. Detweiler is retired.
9 had tied his season high and career high. Now he's got a career high 10. Second one.
Worth has struck out and doubled, as I said a moment ago. And he hits with the bases empty. And the preliminary schedule came out for the Braves in 2013. Got 11 4-game series. We play the Toronto Blue Jays in interleague play. 2 games in Toronto, 2 games here in Atlanta on consecutive days.
That sounds like fun.
That was exactly my response.
Going to make that trip with us next year, Tommy?
I'll pencil that one in.
Oh, yeah. Rode that one up and in on him. He wasn't expecting that. And that's another little tip, I think, for some of the kids, Tommy, that an 89 fastball can be very effective, too, and how you use it.
Absolutely. If you can locate it.
To third. Chipper's got it. Long throw and a big scoop. 3 up, 3 down for Medlin in the 5th. A shutdown inning. And in very easy fashion. 1-0 your score tonight in Atlanta. Peachtree TV is presented by Blimpie with Joe Simpson and Tom Glavine. Chip Carey with you from Turner Field. Chris Medlin is pitching a beauty tonight against the Nationals.
And while we have a second before we get to the bottom of the 5th inning, Terry Pendleton wanted me to pass along his sympathies and condolences to the Weaver family in Gadsden, Alabama. They lost their beloved Mama Jean last night, who was a huge Braves fan. We joined Terry and passing along our sympathies as well.
One, 2, 3 on the lineup card for the Braves, looking to extend their lead over Ross Detweiler. And he takes a called strike. Oh, 2. Detweiler's come back from some injury problems. He's had a hip labral tear. That was a couple of years ago. And earlier in his minor league days, they tried to change the way that he delivers the baseball. It was said in one of the scouting reports that I read that he throws across his body. They tried to get him to stop doing that. Detweiler wasn't happy about it, and over time they've allowed him to revert to the style that made him, as I said, the 6th overall pick in the draft in 2007.
I wonder what the reasoning was for that.
It stands to reason if the guy's good enough to be a top 10 pick, let him pitch the way that Mage drafted him, right?
Well, unless that was part of the reason. If it's his right hip, I can understand how that is putting a little torque on that hip when he steps toward first base and then has to throw back to the plate.
Off the screen foul by Johnson. 0-2 is your count.
He kind of spins on that front foot as he delivers and follows through. Got a glimpse a minute ago of Steve McCaddy, who's done a great job as the pitching coach for these guys. Yes, he's had some good arms to work with, but he's really done a good job helping with their bullpen too. Bullpen that struggled a lot early in the year.
Broken bat, pop shallow left. Bernardina can't get it. That bat broke lengthwise, and Brian Snitker will pick up the splinters. And Johnson's aboard with a leadoff hit.
Another leadoff man aboard. And it was on a breaking ball. We'll take a look at the improvement for this staff since 2009. Even over last year, a half-run improvement since last season. That's significant.
That staff is good, and it's young.
And as those guys continue to play better defense behind them, those numbers are going to get even better.
But here's the man that Detweiler hasn't been able to solve this year or tonight. Martin Prado is 2 for 2.
We looked it up. His 2 outs, line outs.
.169 hits for Prado now this year. And another amazing thing about Martin is his ability to hit in this situation. It's an 0-2 count. Almost half of Martin Prado's hits this year have come with 2 strikes.
That's remarkable, isn't it? Lead the majors.
And since 98, or 88, I beg your pardon, only Rafael Furcal has more 2-strike hits in a single year than Martin Prado.
That's another part of it right there too, is he's tough to strike out. He puts the bat on the ball.
Does a good job of spoiling pitches, pitchers' pitches, and as we talk about, keep making that pitcher make one more pitch and hope sooner or later they're going to make a mistake. And when they do, he takes advantage of it.
Popped him up this time, however. And Espinosa in shallow right center hauls it in for the first out.
Fans, Georgia Power's EarthSense commercial energy efficiency program offers rebates to encourage business customers to incorporate high efficiency measures into their facilities. That's Georgia Power Energy tip.
That was tip number 5.
Tip number 5, sorry.
We're just keeping a file of them now.
Which one do you like the best, Tom, as Hayward hits? Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5?
I got to go with 3.
3?
Me too. I was going to say 3.
What a coincidence.
Yeah. Set your thermostat.
Keep your powder dry over there, pal. Tip number 3 is coming Monday.
Okay.
Jason has a single in 2 trips tonight. And he strokes this ball to deep left. Bernardina going back at the fence. Hauls it in. Takes the punishment for out number 2. And he's hurt.
Holding his shoulder. It's not a good sign. Baxter. Mike Baxter, is it? The kid from New York that broke his collarbone on the night that Santana threw the no-hitter. Crashed into the wall, made a great catch. And this was a great catch. I thought for a second it might get out. Oh, man, he hit hard.
But how cool is this? He was hurt when the play was over. He had the presence of mind to get the ball in before the shoulder started to bark. Remember, they are without Mike Morse, who has a wrist problem. And Bernardino will try to stay in the game.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of this offensive damage lately without Mike Morse. Show you how deep their club is.
Great catch, takes away a hit for Hayward.
6 homers on the first pitch this year, none last year. Heads up in the bleachers.
Ground ball into center field. Chipper has a 2-out hit.
That's not the bleachers, but he'll take it. Base hit keeps the inning going. Getting closer to Lou Gehrig.
3 away now. And Freddie Freeman, the hitter. He's the only man to score so far tonight. Braves with 7 hits. And now time requested from the Washington dugout. Steve McCatty will make his way to the mound.
Greg Stammen is warming up in their bullpen. This is to buy him some time because he just began to warm up.
Detweiler's had to work hard tonight. He does not have a 1-2-3 inning. And Bernardino shaking it off in the Nationals outfield. All year long, Braves baseball on Peachtree TV is presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. The right stuff, the low price every day. Atlanta leads on an Andrelton Simmons sacrifice fly. Freddie Freeman with 2 on and 2 out, a chance to extend the lead. Again, Freeman loves the first pitch. This time came up empty, 0-1.
Freddie had a seat on the bench Tuesday night in Milwaukee. Bounced back Wednesday night with a 2-hit game. And has a double tonight.
Slow roller right side. LaRoche flips to the pitcher who covers the bag. And Detweiler and the Nationals are out of a 5th inning jam. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. On we go to the 6th. 1-0 Braves in front.
Field as the Braves are hosting the first place Nationals. The run came this way. Freddie Freeman led off the fourth inning with a double. Dan Uggla walked. David Ross hit into a fielder's choice as Uggla was forced at second base. Freddie almost picked off rounding third, but got back in time. And then Andrelton Simmons brought him in with a sacrifice fly, the 16th RBI of the year for Simmons. That's the only run of the night so far. And so far, all that Chris Medlin has needed.
I would say he is passing his toughest test to this point. Medlin has 10 strikeouts in the first 5 innings and only 72 pitches with 10 strikeouts. Harper hits a high towering fly ball to left, and just like that, this game is tied.
Boy, as he snapped out of his doldrums that we saw him in when we were in Washington last. Breaking ball. That's the first home run Chris Medlin has allowed to a left-handed batter in 240 at bats. 241 now.
So the game is tied for Ryan Zimmerman. The Nationals' third baseman is 0 for 2. Harper now with 4 homers against Braves pitching this season. And 19 for the 19-year-old. Strike 3, a breaking ball. Zimmerman caught looking for the second time. That's 11 strikeouts. And it's trivia time from Turner Field. Our AT&T U-verse trivia question is, what 2 players hold the MLB single season record for most homers as a second baseman? LaRoche hits a line drive to right. Hayward's got that. 2 outs.
Two players. You know, a lot of times we get questions, we only have to come up with one.
Well, you think Joe Morgan, Joe Gordon, Dan Uggla, Jeff Kent, Ryan Sandberg,
Rogers Hornsby.
It's a lot of choices. I'll let you 2 narrow it down and provide the answer. Strike 1.
Somebody will text me shortly.
Atta baby. Forgot about that. That's the ace in the hole, isn't it? Little dribbler back to the mound, and Medlin answers the Harper homer by retiring the next 3 Nationals hitters. Harper's having a remarkable rookie year, however. His opposite field homer ties this game in the top of the 6th. 1-1 our score. Flyaway is back, so grab your phone and text Delta to South. That's Delta to 76884 for a chance to win round-trip airfare for two anywhere Delta flies in the continental U.S., hotel accommodations, and $250 spending cash. We will announce our winner this Monday, September 17th, during our Braves telecast. Dan Uggla leads off the Atlanta sixth. Line drive down the left field line, but pulled foul. No balls and a strike.
Dan got shut out Wednesday in Milwaukee, but did draw a walk. But had base hits in each of the first two games. Had a good series in New York.
High fly to left. And Bernardino stays in the game, makes the catch. And Uggla's 0 for 2, 1 out. David Ross 0 for 2. He is struck out and hit into a fielder's choice.
He's one of the best fastball hitters on the team when he's healthy. Just not sure how much that oblique muscle is affecting his ability to get the barrel to the baseball, but as many fastballs as this guy throws, you'd like to see David hook up with one.
Oh, that was a good rip.
Got bell tied too. We've seen it already. Not just this game, but a couple of others when he's been kind of favoring that side, is that especially on the left side, it's got to help pull the bat through. That side gets affected. You're tempted to start the swing too soon. And like tonight, when he struck out in the second inning, they throw you something off speed and you're trying to get that bat started. It's really hard to lay off.
And Ross is down on strikes, 2 outs in the Atlanta sixth. He wants to know if it was a strike, and the answer was yes. Detweiler now with 5 strikeouts.
Standing, still throwing in their bullpen, ready if needed. Luis Avilan in the Braves pen.
Bouncing ball to short. Desmond has that, and Detweiler makes short work of the Braves in the 6th inning. On we go to the 7th. 1-1 your score.
talking all night long about Chris Medlin and how well he's been pitching, and tonight has been no different. He's had the strikeout ball working tonight. All his pitches, fastballs, curveballs, changeups, 11 in all, 8 looking, the last 6 of which in a row have been called strikes, and really just has been attacking the strike zone all night long with all his pitches, and he's made the one mistake was a hanging breaking ball that Bryce Harper jumped on in the first pitch and tied the score at 1, and that's where we are. But to this point in time, Chris Medlin's been better than good, been outstanding, and just the one mistake, and hopefully the Braves can help him out there.
And doing it against an offense that is the hottest offense in the National League and maybe all of baseball. We touched on it before Chris threw a pitch tonight. The Nationals in their last 15 games have hit 36 homers, not counting Harper's tonight, and have outscored their opponents by 46 runs. He's given them 1 run tonight and only 4 hits. He's got the bottom part of the order now in the 7th. Espinosa, Bernardina, and Suzuki. Espinosa and Bernardina a combined 0 for 4, 4 strikeouts.
And they have not looked good.
Maybe Johnson going over the roster of players that you've got to keep track of now in September with so many options. Chris Medlin is due up first next inning, and if the Braves pinch hit for him, he's got a right-hander and a left-hander in the bullpen now, and it's not Stammen, Zach Duke, and I believe it's Matthews, Ryan Matthews.
Swing and a miss. Espinosa is retired. 12 strikeouts for Chris Medlin.
Hat trick.
And time for our Zaxby's indescribably good play with Roger Bernardina up.
Really changed this whole inning with this great play off the bat of Jason Hayward. Already a runner aboard and 1 out. That could have been a big inning for the Braves.
Guys, I'll be interested to see what kind of swings he takes. And this is first at bat after that collision with the wall. Maybe there's your answer.
Yeah, maybe he won't swing. I would say that he's a little concerned about really cutting a swing loose also.
One ball, 2 strikes. Little pop. Left field. And Martin Prado is there, 2 outs. Delta Airlines, as you know, a proud sponsor of the Atlanta Braves, will be back on our Delta charter late Sunday night. After ESPN broadcasts the series wrap up here, we'll make our way down to Miami to play the Marlins. 3-game series down at Marlins Park, then up to Philadelphia Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, September 21st through the 23rd. Then it's the last homestand of the season in regular season play. Last chance to see Chipper Jones. 3 with the Marlins, 3 with the Mets, and tickets for that Mets series are going very quickly. So I hope you'll make your plans to join us September 25th through the 30th. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kurt Suzuki.
Corey Brown has come out on deck. If Suzuki reaches, he'll hit for Detweiler. Oh, good pitch. Don't know what was wrong with that.
Hot smash off Chipper's glove. Simmons corrals with a bare hand, makes a long throw to first, but no chance to get Suzuki.
Might have gotten a little bare arm on Chipper the way that one came up. Tough chance. I think that was another breaking ball too, wasn't it, Tom?
Yeah, I think it was. Yep. That's an infield hit for Suzuki. And Brown will bat for Detweiler. With that move, Roger McDowell pops out of the dugout. That'll give the Braves pen a chance to work and a chance to let Medlin reset.
And to tell him about Corey Brown, who was up earlier this year for the Nationals, and actually his first major league hit was a homer. Happened on July 28th, but he had a good year at Syracuse. 285, 25 homers, 22 doubles.
The Nationals got him in a trade with Oakland. Brown came over with Henry Rodriguez for Josh Willingham after the 2010 season. Detweiler done. Brown the batter in the seventh. 1 on, 2 outs. And a note on Medlin, 12 strikeouts tonight. 8 of them have been looking. That's the most called third strikes for any starting pitcher in Major League Baseball this year. Brown's looked at 2 strikes in a row, 0-2.
Well, we've talked all night about how hot this Washington team has been coming into this series. Up and down their lineup, everybody swinging the bat well. And the last 2 starts against Washington for Chris, he's worked 13 2/3 innings and allowed 1 run.
Swing and a miss by Brown. 13 strikeouts for Medlin. A new milestone for Chris. And a tip of the cap as we head to the 7th inning stretch. And listen to this crowd in Atlanta. by the Home Depot, by Blimpie, and by Georgia Power. 7th inning stretch in Atlanta. Chris Medlin with 13 strikeouts over 7 innings. Looks like he's getting the glad hand in the Braves dugout. Freddie Gonzalez is going to go to his bench and take Medlin down after another remarkable pitching night.
That's really impressive that 8 called third strikes, the most in baseball this year. What a night.
Well, he's been fun to watch all year long. Tonight, no different. And it's really remarkable how locked in he is, not only with his sequences of pitches right now, but his ability to make those pitches. It's really fun to watch.
Some fans have even taken to calling him the Med Dog.
Let's not put that on him just yet. Let's just let him enjoy what he's doing at the moment.
Well, he'd enjoy a run here, for he is still the pitcher of record. Ryan Matthews is on for the 58th time, and he'll face Michael Bourne, who comes on to pinch hit.
This guy's been tough. Matthews, since the 1st of August, a 1.19 ERA. 21 appearances.
Michael slaps one to left, and Bernardina's sliding catch robs him of a hit. 1 out.
Bernardina is a center fielder by trade. He can cover a lot of ground. So having him in left field, Harper in center, Worth in right, those are 3 guys in their outfield that outstanding defensively.
And right about now, the Braves are probably wishing he did come out of the game.
So Jose Costanza will pinch hit for Reed Johnson now. Jose will bat with 1 out, nobody aboard. Nice year for Costanza down at AAA. Won the International League batting title. That's his line for the big league ball club. Quick strike.
There's another guy that throws, according to the scouting reports, 90% fastballs. And I don't blame him. He's 93 to 95 with his fastball. Also has a slider.
Looking at the Nationals bullpen line this year, 24 wins, 14 losses, 47 saves. The opponent's hitting just .229 against their relief corps, which has struck out 410 men in roughly 449 innings.
And that's without Drew Storen for a large part of the year. That kind of threw the end of their bullpen into not chaos but disarray. Tyler Clippard moved into the closing role along with Henry Rodriguez. They haven't had Rodriguez hardly at all this year either, and he throws 100.
Fly ball fouled on the left field line. Remember too, the Nationals early this year signed Brad Lidge. They brought him in to try to be a veteran presence in their bullpen. That didn't work out. But we have seen real tough relief pitching by this Nationals pen against the Braves, especially the lefties. Gave Atlanta some trouble. Sean Burnett, Mike Gonzalez, and Tom Gorzolani, to be specific.
Yeah, and Gonzalez is up in their pen now.
Good at bat for Costanza. He walks with 1 out. He can fly. Let's see if Freddie puts him in motion with Prado up there.
Martine's favorite guy to pick on is gone, but he's 1 for 3 against Matthews. There's some good pine tar working on that bat. Some fresh pine tar.
It's about 3 trees worth. If Martine got jammed with a pitch, that ball might stick to the bat.
Yeah, that's ready.
Big lead Costanza from first. Draws another throw.
I'm not sure how bad a year Suzuki was having for Oakland, or if they had a phenom that they just couldn't hold back anymore that caused them to release him. But he's thrown out 30% of base stealers, and he's played terrific since they picked him up.
Washington also, when they acquired Gio Gonzalez, traded catcher Derek Norris. That was part of that deal, and I believe Norris has played a big role for Oakland this year. But if memory serves, Suzuki's hit better in the National League than he did with Oakland.
Also got George Gutierrez, used to be with Milwaukee. Big lead for Jose.
They had him leaning the wrong way on that, not that pickoff move,
right,
the one before. So I don't know if they had something on and they changed their mind, because that time was pretty easy getting back. But it's a good situation here. Martine handles the bat so well, and
well, speed is one thing. The threat of it's something else that Matthews has to guard against.
Well, if I'm Martine, if he's going to go, I want him to go now. It's also a good hit and run pitch.
Not going. Ball 3. Now Desmond in for a talk.
Just handed a note that the Braves are 13 for 14 in stolen bases this year against the Nats.
Runner goes. The pitch is strike. Suzuki's throw is going to get it.
Looked like he got a bad jump. In fact, it was such a bad jump that I thought it might be a hit and run, because he had a flinch back to the bag before he crossed over.
Now a full count with 2 outs for Prado, and he beats this ball into the ground to short. Desmond throws awkwardly and off target. A 3-hit night for Prado, and he's aboard in front of Jason Hayward. Let's see if Davey Johnson goes and gets Ryan Matthews. And he is. So a lefty-lefty matchup in the home half of the Braves 7th. 2 outs, Prado at first, and we're still tied 1-1. McDonald's, by AT Uverse, and by the Georgia Lottery. Great way to start the weekend. Super Bowl game. Braves and Nationals tied at 1. Bottom of the 7th inning. The Braves have a runner aboard, Martin Prado, with 2 outs, and Jason Hayward coming up. Back to our AT Uverse trivia question tonight. It was a good one. We'll get to that first. We'll get to the trivia after Jason Hayward. 41 games for Gonzalez. And at the knees, a called strike.
This guy does good work. Left-handed specialist in this part of his career. Only a 196 average against him by lefties. The home run hit by Ike Davis in late July. But right-handers a 296 mark.
Jason singled in the first inning. Was robbed by Bernardina in the 5th. Frankly, I don't think Michael Morse makes the catch that Bernardina made to Rob Hayward. And ground ball foul past first. Again, Morse out with a sore wrist.
I'll give him one of them. He might have caught that one. If so, he wasn't going to catch the one that was hit in front of him.
Michael Bourne.
By Michael Bourne to lead off this inning.
Yeah, he's not catching both of those.
Jason behind in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And he swings through it, and the inning is over. On we go to the 8th inning. 1-1 ball game.
Talking about Chris Medlin, career high 13 strikeouts and 8 were called third strikes, a major league high for this season. Ross Detweiler, not too shabby himself. He only gave up 1 run through his 6 innings of work. Simmons and Harper have accounted for the runs. The Braves got the first one. It started in the 4th inning with a double by Freddie Freeman. And he had moved to third on an infield out, scored on a sac fly by Simmons. And then in the 6th inning, the old hanging curveball. Bryce Harper got that. One of the few mistakes Chris Medlin made tonight.
So the top of the order coming up for the Nationals. And a couple of changes for the Braves. As Worth 1 for 3 on the night. Next to the called strike from Eric O'Flaherty, who answers the AT&T call to the bullpen.
How about this year again for Eric O'Flaherty? A great season if you just look at his record and his ERA, but even better when you consider that he got off to that slow start through May 7th.
To second. And Worth is retired. That's out number one. The other defensive change for the Braves is in center field, where Michael Bourne has taken over for Reed Johnson. Here's Harper. He's been on base 3 times tonight. He singled, walked, and homered, as you just saw. That's fouled. No balls and a strike.
Good sinking action on that fastball. Eric did not pitch in Milwaukee. Worked in 2 of the 3 games at New York on the road trip.
Outside corner. Harper is struck out. Another national caught looking tonight.
What's your term, Tommy? Dotting some location, dotting some I's.
Dotting some I's.
Boy, have these 2 guys done that tonight for Atlanta.
Yeah, they have been all over both corners of the plate tonight. Which is a good thing. Stay out of the middle.
Ryan Zimmerman is 0 for 3. He's struck out a couple of times. Mentioned earlier tonight Zimmerman's long hitting streak. He has another impressive streak. He's knocked in a run in 9 straight games coming into play tonight. And that's taken low to even the count.
The most strikeouts for Washington in a 9-inning game this year is 14. They've tied that.
Flaherty's 1 pitch away from giving the Nats a new high or low, depending on your perspective. Ooh, just missed.
The way these 2 guys have been pitching tonight, you just feel like you're way ahead, that you've got the game under control, but it's 1-1.
Ground ball. Freeman with a backhand. O'Flaherty broke late, and Freddie wins the race to the bag. And that saves the day in the Atlanta's defensive top of the 8th inning. Bottom half of the frame coming up, but guess who's coming to the plate? Chipper Jones will lead it off. We're still tied 1-1. 8th inning lead. And fans, you can enter to win an Ultimate Chipper prize pack by texting Chipper to 78030 and get special Braves offers. The pack includes 4 VIP tickets to the September 30th game, a game-used base, and an autographed baseball and bobblehead. Standard data and message rates apply. Jones, Freeman, and Ugla in the 8th. Line to short. And there's out number 1. As promised, here's our AT Uverse trivia question. And the question is, what 2 players hold the MLB single-season record for most homers as a second baseman?
I'm going Jeff Kent and the manager of the Nationals.
Oh, yeah, 40-some, 42. I'm going to go Sandberg and Davey Johnson then.
I'm going to wait for the pitch to Freddie Freeman before I make my guess.
And come up with someone else?
Yeah. I'm going to go... Didn't you say Rogers Hornsby earlier?
I did.
You want to change?
I can't.
Yeah, you can.
No, I can't.
You can't? Oh. But I can say it, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll say Rogers Hornsby.
Okay.
And I'll say Davey Johnson, because Gretchen always gives us a Nationals person.
Good work.
Again, stay with your gut instinct. Davey Johnson, though. What a year. He was one of 4 guys, right? With 40 that year. He actually hit 43 that year. 1 as a pinch hitter.
I think Darrell Evans and Hank Aaron were the other 2 for that Braves team that hit 40 or more. And it was Hank Aaron that was low man on the totem pole, believe it or not. Freeman scorches one into the seats, foul. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
I'd be very surprised if Mike Gonzalez throws him a fastball here. He started Hayward with a kind of a get over breaking ball for strike 1. I think he's got enough confidence in it to just throw it for a strike and hope that Freeman freezes on it. Let's see. It was, but Freddie got a piece of it.
Well, will we do it again?
I don't know if he can make a better pitch for a strike than the one he just made.
Well, usually when pitchers try to do that, they hang them. So hopefully, for the Braves' sake.
Strike 3 inside corner.
But he didn't.
No.
So Gonzalez works a perfect inning. And Davey Johnson will come and get him. So Gonzalez with a couple of strikeouts in his frame. Drew Storen was loosening in the Nationals' pen. Looks like he'll get the ball next as we continue in a tie game in the 8th inning. by Checkers, by Toyota, and by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Well, the book says righty-righty, but this is one of those righty-righty matchups that might favor Atlanta. For Dan Uglow will take aim at Drew Storen, the next pitcher out there for the Nationals, the fourth pitcher overall, third reliever of the night.
Yeah, Dan's got good numbers, 5 for 9 with a homer against him. This guy throws hard in the mid-90s. Storen's last 14 outings, covering 11 2/3 innings. He's walked 1, struck out 9 for an 0.77 ERA.
Dan sits safely of 6 of his last 7 games coming into play tonight. He's 0 for 2, including a walk. Talked about a couple players that Washington has acquired via trade. They've made some great draft picks too. It's tough to mess up one when Harper and Strasburg are sitting there for you. But they also got this guy in the 2009 draft with Steven Strasburg. Storen was the 10th pick that year. It's a real good draft when you get your #1 starter and your closer.
He can bring it. He's got that funny, real stiff step when he picks his front foot up, but he can throw hard out of Stanford.
And laid off, 1 ball, 1 strike. Just past 10 o'clock, tie game 1-1. The Braves scored on a sacrifice fly in the 4th. Washington's run came on a Bryce Harper homer in the top of the 6th. Chris Medlin was brilliant. 13 strikeouts in 7 innings, 13 punch-outs, a new career high. Popped him up. Adam LaRoche is there and has it. This game heads to the 9th inning. 1-1. Braves and Nationals kicking off the weekend in Atlanta. The Nationals, Atlanta leads the wild card race, and with that in mind, let's check out some other scores from around National League play tonight. We told you about the Pirates and their slide. They were beaten by the Cubs today. Pittsburgh's lost 7 straight games.
How about the Mets going into Milwaukee? The Mets were on quite a slide too, but they are beating the Brewers 6-2 thanks to a 4-run first inning. Mets had lost 6 in a row going into that game. Dodgers and St. Louis playing each other out on the West Coast.
9th inning, tie game. It's Kimbrel time. Different scenario, Joe, than what we saw on the road trip where Craig Kimbrell came on and didn't pitch in a save situation for the Braves against, I believe it was the Mets.
It was that extra inning game. He pitched the 9th inning in a tie game in that one because Freddie Gonzalez wanted him to face the middle of their order, and he handled it. And again, he did not pitch in Milwaukee like O'Flaherty, so he's had plenty of rest.
He faces Adam LaRoche. And you use your closer in the top of the 9th inning of a tie game at home, because if you score a run in the bottom half, the game's over. There's no chance for him to get a save. So 4, 5, and 6 for the Nationals. And number 4 is down on 3 pitches. There's that 15th strikeout, the most by the Nationals offense in any game this year.
Buried the slider twice on him.
Ian Desmond is hitless with a strikeout tonight. And he had a good rip. No balls and a strike.
Number 5 hitters. That's another reason Freddie had confidence bringing him in that game in New York, in a tie game. Number 5 hitters in the lineup are 0 for 24 against Kimbrell this year.
Nothing and 2 is your count. Nothing and 3. Back-to-back strikeouts. Game 2 of the series here tomorrow. Again, if you're making plans to join us in Atlanta, take note of the game time. 4:05. It'll be on Big Fox. And here are your Chevron upcoming starters.
Tommy Hansen's been stuck on 12 wins way too long. Time to get lucky. 13 tomorrow. And if it's a sunny day, which forecasts are for some sun, there will be some shadows to contend with.
7 pitches, 7 strikes for Kimbrell.
And the fastball's all sitting at 98.
And nobody's come close to it.
Well, you know they can hear it. Not sure they can see it. 0-2. Struck out the side. Let's get a win. Bottom of the 9th inning. We're tied at 1.
Tight ball game to be sure. 1-1 in the ninth. If you just joined us, here's the scoring. Fourth inning. Leadoff double by Freddie Freeman. After a walk to Ugla and a ground out by David Ross. Andrelton Simmons delivered a sacrifice fly. That's the Braves' only run of the night. And then in the sixth, leading off, first pitch of the inning, a hanging curveball from Medlin. And Bryce Harper, 19 years old, hit his 19th homer of the year. We're tied at 1. And with a pinch hitter announced, Davy Johnson's going to make another change.
Lyle Overbay was the man announced. That'll end the night for Drew Storen, and we'll see who comes on to pitch. Looks like Sean Burnett's going to get the call for the Washington Ball Club. And now we'll see if Atlanta makes a counter move. And if they bring back Lyle Overbay. Out. Sean Burnett takes over on the mound for the Nationals, and Jeff Baker will grab a bat. Lyle Overbay will be taken down as the Braves go with a right-hand hitter against the southpaw, pitching now for the Nats.
63rd game for him. Good numbers across the board. Strikeout per inning pitched. Virtually no walks, only 10 walks mixed in there. 261 batting average against. Jeff Baker in at bat for the first time in 11 days.
He's 0 for 2 lifetime against Burnett. And he grounds the first pitch to deep short. Desmond throws on the run. Close play, but in time, 1 out.
Play here by the Nationals shortstop. Gets a lot of recognition for his bat. Need to sit up and pay attention on this defensive play. Nice.
Andrelton Simmons has the Braves RBI tonight. It was a sac fly in the 4th. He singled in the 2nd. He's grounded out as well tonight.
One of the things about a winning ball club that has to be consistent is not just their pitching but their defense, and right now their fielding percentage will be the best in franchise history.
That one deep short, no chance for Desmond. Simmons an infield hit. Bookend singles for the Braves young shortstop, and that's the winning run.
This may not be a base hit any other time except in a tie game late. Look how close to the line Ryan Zimmerman's playing at third base to guard against a double. Otherwise, that's almost a routine play for him.
Yeah, he gets to that ball easily if he's in his normal position.
Now a lefty-lefty matchup. Michael Bourne bats for the second time. That's off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Remember, Andrelton Simmons missed some time in Milwaukee with a sore ankle. See how nimbly he moves as he gets back to the bag here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Well, hopefully more nimble than he did in Milwaukee when he sprained his ankle going back to the bag on a pickoff attempt at second.
Pretty good lead from first. And Bourne takes a called strike.
Sean Burnett's so tough on left-handed hitters. Like Detweiler, throws across his body, but even more so than Detweiler.
Lined into right center field. That'll get down. Simmons around second. On his way to third. And they're at the corners with 1 out.
This looked like it was just cued off the end of the bat.
I don't think he got much of it, but enough of it to get over the second baseman's head. A breaking ball kind of off the end of the bat.
Thing of beauty.
Now you've got a world of opportunities here now as a fast runner at third base and Tyler Pasternicki coming on to pinch hit for Craig Kimbrell.
And a good bunter if you want to try to squeeze to win the ball game.
And has been looking into the Nationals dugout, wanting to know about the Washington defense. And a throw to first to see if Tyler would tip his hand. I don't think he did.
I'm thinking squeeze.
Ground ball to short. Simmons coming home. Bad throw. The Braves have won it.
Should have bragged on their defense earlier. Perfect ground ball to Desmond. He had Simmons dead to rights, but it just an awful play, and that made it our Toyota play of the game because it results in a Braves win, and it is an E6. Thank you very much. Braves win.
So the Braves get 2 runs tonight on a sac fly and a throwing error. But they'll take it. 2-1 is the final score. They win game 1 of this big weekend set with the Nationals. And the crowd roaring tonight in Atlanta. Here's the man to put the ball in play in the bottom of the 9th inning. How about that one, Tyler? Welcome to the fun of September baseball in the big leagues. Tyler, can you hear us?
I can hear you now.
All right. How about September baseball? Kind of fun, huh?
Oh, man, it's the best. It's fun to be a part of, that's for sure.
We were up here speculating, I was, about the possibilities that Freddie Gonzalez had with you up there because you're also a very good bunter. And I don't know if you were alerted to anything before you got up there or not.
Yeah, no, I was looking for it, but I'm trying to, I don't want to put that in my mind and have to, try to go through that. So I was just going to go up there and having a good at bat, and until he changed anything, that's what I was going to do.
Were you looking for a certain pitch right there? Or
I was trying to be aggressive because I knew he was going to try to get ahead of me. He was trying to get a heater, and he threw me one.
Well, it certainly worked out great because of the bad throw, but how nice for you not getting a whole lot of action in recent days to be able to contribute like that and be part of the win.
It's huge. It's any way I can help this team to get to where we want to go is what I'm going to do. So it's a lot of fun to be able to come out here and help.
How about watching the way this pitching staff for the Braves pitched tonight? Medlin with 13 strikeouts, O'Flaherty with 1, and Craig Kimbrell struck out the side.
Yeah, no, it's unbelievable what these guys have been able to do, the whole year. And it's been a lot of fun to go out and watch them, and it's easy to play behind. And, we know if we can score 3 or 4 runs in the game, we're going to be right there.
Well, kid, I know you're not getting a whole lot of playing time now, but I know Braves country is very appreciative of what you did in the first half of the season. You're a big part of where this club is.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Thank you.
That's Tyler Pasternaky, one of the heroes tonight for the Braves, who push across a 9th-inning run on a bad throw from Washington shortstop Ian Desmond. 2-1 tonight's final score. Back to put a cap on it from Turner Field after this.